welcome to our first installment of what we're going to call Tech Bytes. They're short, quick little videos that will hopefully be informative. We'll do some Q&A type of videos and other things to help get information out, or just to try to have a little fun and bring some information to all of you at Congruix. So thank you for joining us on this first one. And today I've got with me David Bratton, who's our VP of Operations, Network, and Security. David, welcome.
Thanks, Rob. I'm looking forward to sharing some tips on privacy with you.
Awesome. Well, yeah, so privacy. So there's been a lot about security. We've been talking a lot about that. Tell us a little bit about what is data privacy, and more importantly, what's this thing called PII?
So privacy is the ability to do things without being observed. So you get tired from work, you go home, shut your door, close the curtains. Now you have privacy. And the problem is that with this digital world, we've brought a lot of tech into our lives, and so privacy's become more of a challenge. PII is data that, when put together, can give you information about a person. So whether it's their name, social security number, combination of those, maybe the date of birth or home address, even geo data. We've got our cars track us, our phones track us. So all of that together is PII, and it's something that we need to protect so that we can have privacy.
Yeah, and that privacy is not only personal, it's PII about you or about me, but it's also about Congruix. There's information that's specific to Congruix, and we all obviously know and care about our own personal security, so think about that from a company perspective. So why is it important, just with that, why is it important to protect it, and if I have it, where do I store it, what do I do with it?
So it's important to protect it so that, again, bad actors, don't take action on you, so that data's not stolen. People that have some of your personal data, they can target you with really specific phishing attempts, that says, hey, Rob, and maybe they rattle off the name of your grandson and the fact that they're on travel. One great example was one of the actors from Mythbusters. He had headed to work today and did a social media shot showing a picture of his truck. It had the license plate on it, and the time of morning, and he's headed out. Well, you can take that picture off the web and get the geo location that the picture was taken. Now you know where the guy lives, when he leaves for work, and you could go in and break into his house. For Congruix, they're going to phish us and use that data to do social engineering attacks to try to get into our networks, to get access to important data, maybe damage our relationships with our customers, steal data about the telecom network in the United States for other reasons. So
don't age me so much. You said my grandson. I don't have a grandson yet, so don't age me quite so much. So obviously we understand the importance behind the information. If I have it, how do I get rid of it, or how do I dispose of it, or what should I do when I come across it?
So the key is, the thing about it is, it was your personal data, right? And protect it appropriately. So if you have PII, we really want it in the Congruix systems, right? So we want it in, in Insperity. We want it in secured file shares. We don't want to be emailing it around or putting it out on Google Drives or places that are accessible, right? People are going to get that information. So one, we want to keep it safe and keep it under control, lock and key. All the Congruix systems are multi-factor authentication, which helps prevent against this data being stolen. And then when it comes time to dispose of it, we have documentation. We have a policy on document retention. So if you've got paper docs, for example, you'll want to shred those. My favorite is the folks at SEU. They've got a 55-gallon burn barrel, and they throw it in there and light it. So it needs to be under lock and key. It needs to be burnt, shredded. If it's digital data, we want to make sure we delete it. We don't put it on thumb drives. We don't leave it on laptops. We do encrypt all our laptop hard drives, though, so that if a laptop's stolen, that data can't be accessed by the bad guys. So.
Okay, so we always talk a lot about, if you see something, say something. Yeah. So if you come across it, is there a way people can report it if they see that PII information is getting put out there?
Yeah, so you can send an email to security@congruix.com. You can also alert your manager. Alert a lot of this data for us is around HR. Notify your local HR person. I'd like to point out we do have a PI champion out there, Jenny Otto. We had a customer trying to say, just send us a bunch of employee data, and they didn't want it encrypted. Big customer, being told pain, and she fought with them for probably close to 2 weeks, and with the help of IT, finally got them accept encrypted email. So we encrypted it, shipped it, and they were able to unencrypt it. So
hopefully that gives you a quick and dirty a little bit about why it's important and why PII is important. If I could give you an analogy, think of it about as you get to go on an airplane and you're starting your travels. You want to make sure that the pilots have done their safety checks, and they've done their walkabouts and checked all the dials and stuff. This is the same thing in terms of your own personal data or the company's information. So it's that critical. Maybe not necessarily life-saving, but pretty darn close.
Yep.
Speaking of flying, you're a pilot, right, David?
Yep.
So tell us maybe your most horrific or horrifying experience when you've been up in the air behind the yoke.
Well, I've flown for several thousand hours, and most flying is pretty safe. But back in the day, I was towing a glider. I towed gliders in California near the Palomar Observatory, and I had a glider with 2 folks on board. I was towing up near this mountain, and we're on the ocean side, so that you get the uplift, and the gliders want to get up there, get cut loose, and fly. Well, there's a naval base out in the desert on the other side, and the pilots are supposed to stay on the desert side, but sometimes they'd love to put their wingtip on the mountain and run around it. Well, all of a sudden this airplane's coming at me, and you know when you're going to get hit because the airplane just gets bigger. So if it's moving up in the windshield or down or left or right, he's going to miss you in that direction. But if he's getting bigger and not moving, you got a problem. I look at this guy, and I'm like, he's not moving. I've got a glider behind me that if I cut him loose, he's going to end up in the rocks. So I start flipping my plane like this, and the jet jockey saw us, and he ducked underneath the rope between us and the ground. And I swear I could read the Ray-Bans on his sunglasses when he went by. That was close.
That's a good story. I think the only thing that might be better, a little Top Gun reference here, is if you said you were inverted.
Yeah.
Then you really would have had something.
Yeah. No, I couldn't get inverted with the glider because he would have not appreciated that.
Anyway, hey, listen, so thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed the first episode. And if you have some ideas on other things you'd like to hear about, feel free to shoot us a message, and we'll see what we can do about it. Thank you. Have a great day.